and is totally, biologically quantifiable. Anyway, let's do the merchant minute.
Yeah, let's do it. Here goes.
Crackhead robs a jewelry store. Racists made the din do poor. And if you crackers had just let us be, you would see we was mapping out the stars, building flying electric cars. Then you primitive Neanderthals destroyed it all with flint spears and rocks and tiny white cocks. We had guns and nukes, but lost to you pukes. Fell under your thrall. We should have built a wall of 3. Tell me, why the hell'd you honkies go and whitewash all the paintings? Everything you are is the end result of appropriating. And we're the real Jews. We was kings, made the things, and you raped and you stole all our tech, and you turned it into economy that crushes me and forces me to work for cavemen.
Hell no, fuck this shit. This white cracker ass motherfucker bossing me around. This is a slave plantation.
This is the Merchant Minute. Mark Zuckerberg praised Germany for their inspiring refugee policies during a visit to the country and reiterated his commitment to combating hate speech on Facebook. I hope other countries follow Germany's lead on this, he added. I hope the US follows Germany's lead on this. I'd rather follow Germany's lead on some other things. Zuckerberg added that the company would place a special priority on tackling hate speech against migrants. Facebook's policies, he said, would now include hate speech against migrants as an important part of what we just now have no tolerance for. And of course, anything that calls for a limitation on this mass migration or brings up sexual assaults qualifies as hate speech. If you don't want to take in 6 billion of these people, you're implying that you don't think they're enriching every facet of your life, Goy. I bet you racist, sexist homophobes wouldn't feel this way if the migrants all looked like Donald Trump's wife and had marketable skills and were literate in their own language, let alone yours. Fucking fascists! And kneel on the fuck pew, fam. J.J. Abrams! The director behind Star Wars The Force Awakens has told the Daily Beast that there will indeed be openly gay characters zapping through the galaxy far, far away in relatively near franchise installments. Abrams said it's time that the Star Wars universe becomes more inclusive, referencing the LGBTQ community, and thankfully making no mention of Jar Jar Binks. Oh yeah, thank God, no more Jar Jar. Pause holes are much better. You know what? Fuck you guys. Let's bring back Jar Jar and make him the gay character. See how much you faggots like inclusion then. To me, the fun of Star Wars is the glory of possibility, he said. So it seems insanely narrow-minded and counterintuitive to say there wouldn't be a homosexual character in that world. Well, yeah, I mean 100 billion, 120 billion star systems in the galaxy. We should find 2 or 3 that are full of fisting guys. And Bernie Sanders, whose campaign is all but dead after being blown the fuck out by the black vote in South Carolina, is seeking advice from a patchwork of experts, including Lawrence Wilkerson, who was Chief of Staff to Secretary of State Colin L. Powell, and who has speculated that Israel might have carried out chemical attacks in Syria. This could have been an Israeli false flag operation. It could have been an opposition in Syria. But we certainly don't know with the evidence we've been given, he added. And what I'm hearing from the intelligence community is that the evidence is really flaky. The Jew in the race seems to have the most red-pilled foreign policy advisors. The volcano god definitely has a sense of humor. And to make it even easier for you to stay home and not vote for Bernie Sanders because you're too high, you can now buy a pipe with Bernie Sanders' name on it to smoke your weed out of. That way you can let Dindus decide your destiny while you sit on your couch and forget that it's Super Tuesday, you fucking asshole. 10% of the proceeds on these pipes will go to the Bernie Sanders campaign, so you can feel like you did something. And a Brooklyn rabbi charged with sexually abusing 4 teenage boys in a hotel was sentenced to just 60 days in jail and 6 years of probation. Yo, Malik! 33, a member of the Satmar Hasidic sect, was given the generous plea deal after the victims were extremely reluctant to testify publicly, according to a law enforcement source familiar with the case. In 2013, Malik was charged with 28 criminal counts and shamelessly blamed his underage victims for trying to seduce him, police sources said. Yeah, teenage boys are notorious for chasing horse-faced kike wieners. One of the victims was also forced to perform oral sex on Malik inside his car parked near a cemetery on a separate occasion, according to prosecutors. And all the people in the graves were like, I'm kinda glad I'm dead, fam. And forgive the cuckery, this next one is from Raw Story. As many have assumed throughout history, German Holocaust perpetrator Adolf Hitler was blowing up Europe, perhaps because he needed to compensate for something. Unlike all the leftist murderers with even higher kill counts, they had massive cocks because they agree with me on so many things. According to the Telegraph, the leader of the Third Reich, who brutally murdered 6 million Jews, had a micropenis and only one ball. It was reported a few months ago by German professor Peter Fleischmann that Hitler only had one testicle, but Hitler's micropenis is the latest after years of speculation. This claim is rejected by historians who aren't butthurt kikes. Even the shitlibs got mad about this claim. From the Huffington Post, what you're doing, in effect, isn't really all that different from, say, Nazi propaganda denouncing gays as sexual degenerates or people with physical disabilities or abnormalities as unfit. Remember that the LGBT pink triangle symbol was reclaimed by the gay community from the concentration camps, associating Hitler with small penises, effeminacy, and homosexuality only breeds the idea that what's wrong isn't Hitler. What's wrong is effeminacy and homosexuality. Hitler was evil on the merits of his actions, and there's no reason in 2016 to further the kind of hatred and disgust toward male effeminacy and gayness that Hitler himself propagated. It's the current year, guys. Stop calling Hitler a micro-dicked faggot. For the rightstuff.biz, I'm Morrakiu, and this has been the Merchant Minute.
Beautiful.
That's hilarious.
Dude, that was a great counter signal.
Yeah.
Because I
didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that yet. It's like when you attack Hitler for not being masculine, you're saying there's something wrong with not being masculine.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm using that. I'm using that from now on.
It's a good one.